And today we're going to talk about this, not as a mindset shift, but as a leadership shift. One that I believe every high achieving, high capacity mompreneur needs to hear because both discipline and desire matter. We'll be really clear about that. But they both serve a purpose and both are powerful. But knowing which one to lean into and when changes everything.
Welcome to the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast, where you will learn simple solutions to win at work without losing at home. Hi, my name is Martine Williams, and I'm your host and CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer. And this podcast is your one-stop shop to creating a burnout-proof life and business by elevating your clarity, confidence, and courage. Friends, it's time to say goodbye to being the yes girl, to procrastinating on your goals and living in overwhelm. And it's time to say hello to creating healthy boundaries, healthy mindsets, and healthy habits so that you can achieve work-life harmony. Your next breakthrough starts here. This is the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast. Let's do this.
Well, hey friends, and welcome back to Life Coaching for Mompreneurs. I'm Martine Williams, and today I want to share with you a revelation that has caught me off guard this week, but in the best possible way. It's something that I thought I had mastered, something I thought was a strength, something I've built a lot of success on, and yet it's also something that's been quietly probably running my life in ways that I didn't see. And here it is. I have lived a lot of my life from discipline. I even have had ideas of chapters in a book called Discipline Made Me Do It. When what my heart might be craving was desire. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a disciplined woman. It has served me, it has shaped me, it has carried me through countless seasons, including the one that I'm currently in. But I realized something that I wasn't expecting. Sometimes discipline is actually the old performer in disguise. Y'all, this is broken my brain this week. Sometimes the part of me that wants to prove, to achieve, or push through puts on a new outfit and calls herself discipline, when really she's just trying to keep me safe. And today we're going to talk about this, not as a mindset shift, but as a leadership shift. One that I believe every high achieving, high capacity mompreneur needs to hear because both discipline and desire matter. We'll be really clear about that. But they both serve a purpose and both are powerful. But knowing which one to lean into and when changes everything. So, what discipline has done for me, like the good parts of discipline, is most high achieving women, we've been raised personally and professionally on discipline. I've always been told, Martine, you're a thinker. You think a lot. You are disciplined. And maybe you're the same way. And it's got you through school. It's gotten you through motherhood. It's gotten you through building a business. It's gotten you through seasons where quitting wasn't an option, right? Through responsibilities that you had no room to drop, all the things on your plate, nothing can come off. Discipline makes you dependable, consistent, strong, resilient, focused, driven. Is maybe why people trust you. Maybe that's why they trust me. And honestly, it is a major reason you're successful. So this is not a discipline bashing conversation, but here's the part that we don't talk often enough about. Discipline, when disconnected from desire, becomes performing. Did I just break your mind? It broke my mind this week when I've come to realize how much I do from discipline and how I push out the desire, or why I press down the desire. So when discipline becomes disconnected from desire, it becomes performing. It's the performance loop. It becomes doing because you should, doing because you're showing up out of obligation, You're pushing past your own capacity. You're honoring everyone else's need except your own. You're proving your value instead of experiencing your value. You're ignoring your heart because your brain knows the checklist, right? Discipline can feel like pressure. It can feel like tension. It can feel like urgency. It can feel like tightness. It can feel like responsibility, self-protection, perfection. And most high achieving women don't recognize that they've slipped into the performing again because discipline has always been praised. I praise myself on how disciplined I am. It's rewarded, it's celebrated, it's affirmed. You've been applauded probably for the very thing that sometimes disconnects you from yourself. So I want to give you a real life example of this and where this kind of showed up for me this week. Discipline is what has drives me in my performance for my goals, right? And it's really powerful and it is needed. But as you have known, because I've been really honest on this podcast, and if you're on my email list, and if you're not, go to martinewilliams.com forward slash, well, just martinewilliams.com and you can get on the glow up list. But where that has shown up this week really powerfully for me is my desire to show up with my audience, with you, with my community, to hold this live experience that I'm holding on December 17th. And if you're not registered, go to martinewilliams.com forward slash live experience. It's my last live experience of 2025. It's going to be amazing. It's new content. I'm really excited about it. It's teaching you the 5 essential skills to become the woman who creates the life that she wants. So the discipline, Martine, is like, this is something that you should do. This is what will help you hit your end goal. Like discipline was truly there. The desire was there, but it was lacking a little bit because honestly, I've been holding a lot of grief. I have been processing a lot of emotion, and that feels very new for me. As a performer, as a disciplined person, my thoughts have been in the past, I don't have time for that. She needs me. I need to go out and serve her. I need to go out and help her, right? It's really kind of tricky because that is my heart's desire is to serve and to help you and to empower you and to encourage you and to activate you. But discipline sometimes overrides that for me. And when the discipline takes over, the desire lessens, honestly, for me. And so it's been really interesting just to be curious about this week and to really dive in and to notice how much I do from discipline and what are the emotions that are involved in that. What does it feel like to do something from discipline? And then what's lacking in my desire? Where is that coming from? And how can I honor both? Because I do believe both are required. So let's talk a little bit about desire. Let's talk about desire. Like for many women, including me, desire might feel a little foreign. It might feel uncomfortable. It might feel irresponsible. It might feel indulgent. It might feel unsafe, right? For me to show up the way I'm going to show up, the way I've been showing up this week and will continue through the end of the year is requiring a little bit different. I'm not showing up. You might hear it in my energy or in my voice, like the energy is a little bit different. It feels uncomfortable, but it really is from desire. Like I really want to share some of these things with you because desire asks for honesty and vulnerability and slowing down and listening inward and trusting your intuition and releasing control. Discipline is control for me. Like discipline is like, here's the plan. I'm going to do the plan. I'm going to work the plan no matter what. Right. But desire is like releasing that control. It's choosing joy without justification. So those are some of the desires. And me tapping into that desire this week and next week and all throughout the rest of this year and into 2026, like I can't unsee it now. You know, when I talk about like we have blind spots and you can't see them. But once you see them, you can't unsee them. You can't unsee the things and the areas of your life that maybe God is bringing in. I do believe this is part of his plan, and it's part of the purpose behind the pain that I've been experiencing is to learn and to see like this is the performer in me still showing up versus how can I stay in leadership and desire, leading with vulnerability, leading with releasing the control, leading with joy without just having to justify it. Desire feels like openness, feels like ease, it feels like inspiration, it feels like expansion, it feels like creativity, aliveness, connection, and authenticity. As I have been diving into desire more than discipline, these are the words that have showed up for me. If I'm going to show up for this podcast episode or this webinar, I have to be authentic and honest with where I'm at right now, right? And it may be a little different than how you maybe have heard me in the past. And that feels vulnerable, but it also feels expansive. It does. It's like, how am I going to be talking about and marketing my things from a different space of creativity? And it is allowing me access to things that I wouldn't be if I wasn't really being curious about this. So desire doesn't force, it invites. That's what I've noticed this week is what am I inviting in versus performing and pushing and forcing? Because desire doesn't push, it pulls. My desire is pulling me in to conversations with myself and conversations with you that maybe we haven't had before. Desire doesn't perform, it expresses. Like you're probably hearing my expression and hearing me do things and say things in ways that I haven't said before. And that feels really like fun and refreshing. For me, it also feels uncomfortable. So this is not about being in the comfort zone. Being in desire is not always about being in the comfort zone. It may be very uncomfortable for you to think about desire. Like even just the title of my live experience that I'm doing on December 17th, becoming the woman who creates the life she wants, like the life she wants part, that might like stir a little uncomfortableness in you because you're like, I haven't really thought about what I want. I haven't thought about what I desire. I've just been operating from discipline. I've been operating from performance. I've been operating from other people's expectations of me. So if you feel that like uneasiness, it's okay. Let's invite that in and let's be curious about it.
Quick pause. If you've been listening and you're ready to stop performing your life and start leading it, if you know you're ready to feel better now, not later, and you're ready for support that actually creates sustainable transformation, I have private one-on-one coaching spots open. And inside this coaching, in Illuminate You Coaching, we don't guess. We use your unique personality blueprint built from the science-backed personality and performance tool called the ProScan, the one you've heard me talk about here in the podcast. This is used so that every decision, every boundary, every shift is designed specifically around your wiring, not someone else's. This is my aligned success method. It's not hacks. It's not try harder. It's not mindset glitter. It's a real solution. It's rooted in science, strategy, and your unique design. So you can lead your life as the woman you actually are, not the woman others expect you to be. You don't need a new year to make a new decision, friend. Now is the time. Take the step. Book your clarity call at martinewilliams.com/clarity. All right, back to the episode.
And why we might resist desire, which that has definitely shown up this week, the resistance is that we don't trust the desire because desire requires a level of surrender, right? And discipline requires control. You've learned that structure keeps you safe. I've learned that structure keeps me safe. Discipline keeps me safe. That productivity equals value, right? That performance equals approval. That pushing equals progress. So doing something from the sake of desire might feel a little risky. Maybe it feels like I don't have a plan for that. That's where my brain goes. But what if I slow down and I lose momentum? Right? If I tap into desire, what if that slows me down and I lose momentum? What if following my heart makes me look flaky? Honestly, What if showing my real emotion and the grief that I've been in and the uncertainty, like what if that makes me look less credible? Has been one of my thoughts. What if it doesn't work? That all feels risky. What if I disappoint someone? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? That all feels risky. So here's the reframe that I want you to think about. Desire isn't the opposite of discipline. Desire is the voice that tells you where discipline should go. Let's say that again. Desire isn't the opposite of discipline. Desire is the voice that tells you where the discipline should go. So, how do you know which one's leading you? Here's the part with the most value. How do you know when you're acting from discipline or desire, or maybe a little bit of both? Let's break it down. When you're operating from discipline, here's what it might sound like. I should, I have to, I need to, people are expecting me to, this is what I'm supposed to do. Let me just push through. I can't slow down. These are all the energies of discipline. The energy is tight, it's pressured, it's demanding. When you're operating from desire, it sounds like, I want to. I want to hold this webinar. I want to hold this live experience. I feel pulled or compelled to do this. I feel called to do this. This lights me up. This feels aligned. This energizes me, right? I know what my capacity is, and I know the things that energize me. So my desire to be energized, my desire to be connected, my desire to do things that matter to me are what are driving me in this season where grief is really heavy. Because it actually gives me energy to coach. It gives me energy to connect with you. It gives me energy to do a podcast episode. It gives me energy to do a webinar. So the energy of desire is open and calm and expansive. And neither is wrong. I want to be really clear about that. But there's one that really helps create that sustainable fulfillment, success, and alignment. And that's the desire. So, how can we create both desire and discipline? And what is the role of resistance when it comes up? Resistance is like your compass. It's like what does it feel like? Like what is the resistance there that I'm feeling? And discipline resistance feels like fatigue, feels like burnout, feeling heavy, feeling obligated, resenting responsibilities, emotional exhaustion. It's your body saying, I'm performing again. Come home. So when you feel that, it's your resistance is like you're performing again. And that's what I felt this week. That resistance to doing the things that I should be doing really allowed me to check in and say, this is me trying to perform again. This is me trying to protect again. This is me trying to seek approval or hit that goal, right? Discipline for me is very goal oriented. Desire is purpose filled. So desire resistance may feel like vulnerability. I felt that this week. Imposter syndrome, self-doubt, excitement, and maybe a little bit of terror mixed in, right? It's your soul saying you're expanding, keep going. And that is what I have felt this week and why I have had the desire to come here and vulnerably share with you about discipline and desire in my own life and what that looks like. And I know I'm not the only one who needs to hear this and the only one that's processing this. Maybe this is the first time you have felt it or thought about it in this way, but I do feel like it's an expansive work right now. And I want to keep going. And that distinction and understanding the two is what can change the game for entrepreneurship, change the game for how you operate as a mom. What are the things that you're doing as a mom from discipline? And what are the things you're doing from desire? And how can you tap into the desire more so the discipline shows up, right? It's almost like a deeper version of knowing your why, the desire part. That thinking about it in this way is really like a new, fresh perspective. We talk about knowing your why, and sometimes that gets watered down even for me. But thinking about it in this way has been really expansive. It's been really fun to think about myself in this way. So, how do you practice this in real life? I want to give you 3 questions to kind of think about. Number 1, what actually is leading this decision? Is it discipline or desire? And name it without judging. Maybe it's a little bit of both, which is what we want. What do I want is the second question. Truly, what do I want? Truly. And I had to think about that. What do I truly want right now? Because my brain and my body were at kind of a war with each other. That's where the resistance was. My brain discipline self was like, keep going. And my body was like, but we're tired and we're grieving. And the resistance for me was showing up like nothing was going on, showing up like the performer, showing up in a way that I've always shown up on webinars and lives and things like that. And that just didn't feel real and authentic. And that was the resistance for me. So what I truly wanted was to continue, but I had to continue in a different way. And I want you to know that wanting is not a weakness, it's wisdom. So tap into that. Pay attention to that resistance. Where is it coming from? The resistance may not be to just stop. It may just be to do it differently. And that's what I feel like God was calling me into. That's the lesson that I'm learning right now is doing it differently, doing it from desire and discipline. And the third question is, what version of me is showing up here? Is it the performer or is it the aligned leader? The aligned leader has both discipline and desire. The performer is just focused on discipline. I gotta do this. I have to do this. I should be doing this. So these questions will help cut through everything. So ask yourself those questions. This transformation isn't moving away from discipline. I'm not becoming a less disciplined person. It's integrating discipline with desire because discipline supports you. Desire directs you. Discipline gives you the structure. Desire gives you the meaning. Discipline gets things done. I'm a get her done kind of girl. Desire makes sure that they matter. So the woman you're becoming knows how to use both without losing herself to either. That's the woman you're becoming. That's the woman that you want to become in 2026 so that you can utilize both. So as you move through this week, I want you to pay attention to the moments where you push when your heart wants you to pause. When you say yes, when your desire is to say no. Your hustle when your intuition says there's another way. That was me. You discipline your way through something, and desire is trying to redirect you. Just pay attention, just be aware, just be open to it. Because this isn't about perfection. It's about awareness, it's about leadership, and it's about learning to trust the woman that you're becoming. Because when you learn to listen to your desire, you're not abandoning discipline. You're leading yourself from alignment instead of performance. And that shift is going to change everything. I feel like I'm living in a breakthrough right now, and it feels really good. And if this conversation is stirring something in you and you're realizing you've been operating from discipline only for far too long, first, don't judge or shame yourself. Just be curious. And if you're craving more alignment, ease-filled, intentional ways to walk into 2026, I really want to personally invite you right now to that live virtual experience that I'm doing on December 17th, the 5 essential skills to become the woman who creates the life she wants. We're going to go deeper into this work, not just discipline versus desire, but we're going to talk about capacity. We're going to talk about clarity, boundaries, and self-leadership. This isn't another training. It's a recalibration. It's a shift in how you think, how you lead, and how you show up for your life. If you've been feeling the nudge, the pull, or the desire, there's that word again, consider this your confirmation. So you can save your spot at martinewilliams.com/live experience, or you can go to the show notes. We'll have that there for you too. I would love to see you there. And until next time, keep leading with intention. Keep listening to the woman that you're becoming. Trust that whisper that's there, that 10%, that little flicker, that pilot light that's there. Trust that. Pour some gasoline on it, and we're going to do that for sure on December 17th. So I hope to see you there. And until next time, I'm believing in you always.
Well, that's a wrap, friends. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I really hope it met you right where you are and gave you some encouragement for your day. Could you do me the biggest favor and leave me a rating and review? Seriously, it's the best way for you to support the show. And while you're there, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Thanks again. And until next time, I am believing in you always.